Yo there guys, what's going on? And welcome to another flashback. Rooney, Wazza, 90 rated. So from Ibra that was released the other day, 92. We come down 2 ratings, we've got Rooney, and some of his stats don't look too great. But how does he play in game? Is he worth 300,000 coins? That's one of the reasons why I've unlocked him, so maybe you don't have to. Leave a like, and if you are needing game codes or anything game related, head over to g2a.com, use the code FUJI on that site to get a discount on every single order. And let's get into it. So as we're on the main account, this is what it's all about. Using coins, unlocking new cards, so maybe you don't have to. But even I was holding off, not sure whether or not I was going to do him, just because a few stats didn't look great. His agility very low, and then you have stamina being 74. Once again, they seem to release like really good cards, or they've got the idea and they mess them up with stamina. Is that because when they release the later promos, team of the season, even like footies, there's a reason to change out your side? But wouldn't you just want to try out new cards anyway with every promo? Look what happens with the Future Stars. Loads of people had Team of the Years, they were loving their squads. Soon as Future Star came around, that had worse stats, they wanted to sell up their Team of the Years, and it caused the market crash. So I really don't understand the logic with EA when it comes to giving players like 74 stamina. But has they killed the card? We've got to go and find out. So it did cost me in total 300,000 coins to unlock a 90 Rooney, and let's be real, he doesn't get into my starting 11 like the main side. So I'm not going to be using him ever again, unless maybe I'm wanting to theme some squads. So maybe that'll give you an idea of how he's been playing, or I could be trolling. He could be one of the best centre mids or cams, strikers. Where would you use him? What is he going to offer? So 300,000 coins. The 2 packs, they weren't so good. But if we go and take a look at his in-game stats, oh my. Okay, so 91 acceleration, 91 sprint speed, and because he's that quick already, I wanted to use a chem style that I don't typically use, and it is it Guardian? It's the Guardian chem style. So this is going to be focusing on his dribbling and his defending. So the agility whacks up. Now it's 86 in game. That's what it's supposed to be. His ball control has gone up by the 7, and then his dribbling has gone up by the 5. So the lower stats, it's really helped him out. And then defending, because I would say the best position for Rooney is probably centre mid, or maybe CDM in a 4-2-3-1 if you've got someone alongside him that is very good. Otherwise, you're not going to get really too much from the guy when it comes to interceptions and stand tackles. It's not to say that he won't make some, because of his aggression and strength is going to help him out. But how clean is that tackle? But the shooting stats, the passing stats, and the long shots, that is what you're really expecting from Rooney. But then again, I've got to keep in mind that the patch, the new console patch, is dropping on Tuesday, Wednesday, and long shots are going to be nerfed. So is this really going to affect the card? Let's say he's been beasting it, 9 games, 7 goals, 1 assist. How is he going to play next week? So medium high work rates, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, and I went for a flashback themed team. Ibrahimovic striker. I've been using him for a while now. 12 games, 4 goals, 6 assists. Not great. A few of those games I brought him off the bench in another team. The way he assists is good enough. I quite like Ibra. Even with that kind of record, most of my players don't get good records anyway. I did unlock George Best. Finally brought him onto the account. That's another like 1.4 million that I've been spending. EA know exactly what they're doing. Because they're holding off with these big icons, the primes, I end up wasting loads. But Best is a very good player to be brought off the bench. Kante's off chem just for this team. Dani Alves was a pretty decent unlock, and whenever I go back to this guy, I know I've only played 27 games, but when I go back to him, he plays really well for me. And then Casillas in goal isn't really that good. He's like a Lloris. He'll make a few reaction saves, but for the most part, he's going to let you down. But we need to get into the clips. Wayne Rooney. Is he worth 300,000? What's his best position? And by the way, this 4-1-4-1 formation I was actually using. So Rooney, right centre mid, up and down the pitch. How did it work? Let's go to the clips. So let's break this down. Starting off with the price and the league. How easy is it to get Rooney into a full chem side? You're needing to use, well, a few players from the MLS. Maybe if you have got your hands on Ibra, a little bit easier, or going for a full English team. But 300,000 when there are other players on the game that are going to provide you maybe a little bit more from that centre mid position. But the pace is nice. I don't feel like there's any issues with it. He feels pretty quick when he's got the ball. Maybe you do a hill to hill, you run past someone, he can actually get by them a little bit, use his strength and aggression to help him out, and then pass it off. So no issues with his pace. The shooting, it took me so long to adjust, and I think it maybe was the shot power being 94, or possibly the way I was taking the shots. On the edge of the box in the first game, I hit the post and hit the bar how many times? 4 times. And then in the next game I did exactly that, and you'll see a few clips where he's been banging it off the post, and then in the result of that I've ended up putting the ball in the back of the net. So it's okay, we're still scoring goals. But Rooney, if he was hitting maybe the greens a little bit more, or myself, I was hitting the greens, I think he would have scored a lot more. So in your hands, if you're really good with the timing, he's going to finish quite a bit. And it's not to say that he didn't score some very nice goals, like the volleys that he was taking and just outside the box, he has a lethal finish. But how is that going to play after the patch? Because they're going to nerf everything, so then it relies on Rooney maybe to get inside the box, and I don't really feel like his dribbling is that good. But before we move on to that, the passing. The vision, the long pass, I've got the stat here. Long pass 87, curve 89, and 87 finishing. And I noticed that. Just the driven passes as well, RBA or R1X if you're on a PlayStation, they work really well with Rooney, and then switching the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. And in this formation, not really asking too much of him because I've got Kante to run around to really offer the defense. Then you have just the 2 centre mids, free roaming. I think it worked with Rooney, but I'd actually recommend playing him as the left centre mid if you're wishing to try out this formation, or even play maybe a 4-4-1-1. Because crosses are going to be pretty OP next week, well, that's what people are going to try and do. Have, yeah, the 4 across the midfield. Rooney is one of your centre mids, really fast wingers, whipping the balls, or just allow Rooney to get on the edge of the box. But this is it. Like, if they have nerfed everything when it comes to shooting, wanting to get the best out of Rooney, it will just go back to really his playmaking and the way he feels on the ball, because he is your centre mid. Agility, not great, but it's not terrible. Like, in certain matches, I felt like I could turn properly with him, and then in others, not so much. But his ball control, like, he gets it under control pretty quick. He can pass it off to people. It's just not really, he's not a skiller. He's not a proper dribbler. And then with the defending, he does track back, to be fair, and he's got 74 stamina. Didn't completely kill the card. I know it seems weird, but I used him for the full match in a number of games. He was still kind of playable, but I would still recommend to make that sub. Defending with the guy, he doesn't really get in too many quality tackles, so that actually puts me off playing him as a CDM. His best position is centre mid. Where do you use him though? Wide centre mid? Perfect. Who do you play him around though if you're wanting to build like a full English team? I will leave that up to you. He can get in tackles, but it's just not ideal. And then his physical stats are pretty nice though. So I think for 300,000 coins, it is expensive, but if you use him where he's intended to be played, I think you're going to get a lot out of the card when it comes to long shots outside the box, playmaking, and just using that pace up and down the pitch, just to be a little bit of a nuisance with the guy, because with his physical stats, he'll break up the play. After the patch though, you're going to still get use out of his pace, his playmaking, but he's not going to be comfortable to really work the chance inside the box unless you've got support around him. So keep that in mind. 300k though, ooh, it's expensive. To lock in all of those coins for a Wayne Rooney, that yes, he's got a 4-star weak foot, but 3-star skills, I don't think I would do it. But finishing, he was putting the ball in the back of there and scoring some nice goals. Free kicks, long shots, inside the box. He just has a very nice shot. Would I recommend him? 50-50 for me. And if you feel like he ticks some of those boxes, go and unlock him. Good luck with the packs. But that's going to be it from me. Leave a like on today's video, and I will see you on the next one. Team out. Peace.